Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. All my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I've weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, Zach, Mean and Green Elias. What's up, Zach?
Green, what's happening? Doc, that's Dr. Zach. As you'll see my name tag over there. I could be a fake doctor, too.
What a douchebag. I'm actually a doctor, and you just write on there. I actually took the doctor away this time to try to be a little more civil, and you got to start something with me.
I do. I'm going to have fake credentials in the back soon. I'll have a whole office and a white coat. That's all you really need. You get all that stuff.
Then I might get white coats syndrome. You know what that is?
White coats syndrome?
Yeah, that's like when you go to the doctor and your heart rate goes up and your blood pressure gets higher. It's because people get afraid.
Fear of the doctor. It's white coat syndrome. That's what they call it.
It's a thing.
I don't like when anything with needles. Like if they tell me to, like doing a shot or taking blood, I will always
pass out.
No, I man up a little more than that. But I'll tell the doctor to count to 3, but go on 2. But I don't know what's happening.
1, 2. Oh, he did that.
Yeah,
oh,
they trick me every time.
Oh, you're crazy. Anyways, we're going to do another episode. We're doing a live one on Facebook. So anybody who's watching live, we appreciate the comments. I love my girl, Erin, even though she thinks you're funnier than I am. I guess that's what she's saying. It's actually Arian. I said that wrong.
See, that's why she doesn't like you.
Anyways, people who are watching this on Facebook, because a lot of people watch after the fact, make sure you check out our Facebook page, Booze Your Daddy, and download the podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, you can find us. I even put that at the bottom there. Comments are welcome. We're doing a live thing. The first episode, we had so many people interacting with us. This last time, it was just more like chat amongst yourselves here. Although, Ron Katz, P for pterodactyl. Like that was fantastic.
That was good. And I heard his episode. Sneaky funny, Ron Katz.
Right?
Why is he Ron Katz? He's not just Ron. It's like flows together. It's Ron Katz. It's like one name. It's like the anti-Cher or Madonna. He is two names for days.
Dude, it's funny you say that because him and I have an inside joke about his brother, Barry Katz. Whatever. Oh my God. I swear to God, I will disconnect right now if you start collecting my English. But no, his brother's Barry Katz, and he's always very much like, oh, Barry Katz. It feels like a slimier Ron Katz, right?
Absolutely. He's like the shady lawyer you go to. Who's the name of Barry Katz? Got me off, man. Big charges. Did 2 weeks. Barry Katz.
That was good. Dude, that episode last time, I ended up going back and kind of looking up some other funny, letter things that we found. The best one that was out there, because there was like mnemonic, but that's also with the P. But G as in gnaw made me laugh out loud.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
I really hope
service guy. I'm messing with them. They're going to be all silent letters.
Oh my God, that would be so good. I mean, a lot of them were more like in the middle type of thing, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. Tonight's episode is sponsored by nobody because we don't do sponsors. We're here to have fun. We're here to have some laughs. That being said, we're in the middle of a Ravens game, as my sister is pointing out. And before the show, you asked me what I'm wearing tonight. So to let everybody know, Baltimore Ravens, where we're probably not making the playoffs this year, which is okay. I mean, I know my fantasy teams aren't making the playoffs, but you asked me what jersey I was wearing, and I wanted to wait till the show to tell you. But this is a Marquise Brown, otherwise known as
Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown, very good.
Were you asking me, or did you just cut out there because you're like mouthing things?
I was testing you, Zach.
Okay.
But the joke is, one of my buddies has an inside joke where he always goes, they need to take Hollywood out of his nickname. He is not good. And he had one little good week last year. But my one buddy makes this joke where he goes, we need to start calling him Ellicott City Brown. But to translate that to you, imagine if somebody was like, Marquise Manhattan Brown. And you're like, oh, yeah, Manhattan, great city. It would be like calling him, we need to change it to just like Inwood, like Marquise Inwood Brown. I mean, he is not good.
Literally everyone from Inwood, all of our thousands of listeners are going to come down and kick your ass. It's a quick train ride.
Dude, I have a story for you later about getting my ass kicked. Almost. No, Upper West Side. Sir, I'm thirsty. Are you thirsty?
Absolutely.
You finally waited? You waited?
Yeah, I waited last time too. I don't blow my load 3 times in a row quickly.
Such a schmeckle. Go on. What are you drinking, Zach?
I say Sam Adams that that are now brighter and easier drinking, and they've been remastered. Where's the camera? I don't know. I fell for the advertising for a beer I've had 4 billion times. It's bananas.
Wasn't it remastered last time?
Yeah, it's the same 6-pack. I'm the only one in the house that drinks. I'm not going through 6 in a week necessarily. There's a pandemic.
At least somebody on here has a 6-pack.
Oh yeah, I've got a keg that I do have service with a grunt. Yeah. No, I didn't hear you crack. I did mine. I got free.
You haven't asked me what I'm drinking.
What are you drinking? You're pontificating. You're going on about God knows what. Just show it to us already.
All right, Zach.
I showed you mine. Let's see yours.
I was in Hoboken this past week. I've been getting dental work, which feels like all year, but there's a great beer store there. I stopped by and I picked up something that I thought that you would really appreciate. It is called Hadouken IPA. How great is this little guy who looks like a much older version of Ryu about to have a beer?
You did have what would your superpower be? And Hadouken is pretty high on my list. I would do others like flying and teleport, but if you gave me a top 10, the Hadouken would be on there.
It's so good. It has a little life bar, and then the words are written in that video game font. I said, I have to get this because I think
hope
Zach will really
you open it, Blue Fire comes out.
All right, buddy. Cheers, Yamas.
Cheers.
Release the Kraken. Yamas.
Yoga Fire.
Awesome. Oh, well, actually, not bad. Pretty good IPA, craft IPA. Okay, I like it. It's good.
How were you at Street Fighter? You got some skills, or you were just a few years too young? You were more of a better video games.
I was good. I had it on Super Nintendo. My friends would come over and we'd do the all-night thing where we would play Street Fighter a lot. Although I have to be honest, I was best with Chun-Li, but that feels like a bitch move, right?
Very much so. With the foot, it's like the E Honda with the hand.
Yep.
I was decent at Street Fighter. I will take anyone with any character in Mortal Kombat 2. Just Yeah, you can hit me down to the last bar, and I'll still beat you. I was nasty.
Get over here.
Yeah, I was good.
Good for you, man.
That was my game.
Yeah. So I guess you're not watching this Ravens game, which is okay.
I had my fill of football for this week. I'm in a big money knockout pool with two of my other friends who have since been eliminated. Like we each go in for 2 entries. We're down.
You're not. You're still living, right?
I'm still living, but I had the Raiders and the Vikings this week, and literally both came down to the last second. I texted my wife, who was out. It's over. Both myself and my buddy are knocked out. Like the Jets won. I'm a Jet fan. I'm rooting against them, so it's horrible.
How's your butthole? Was it like?
It was singing opera. It was gaping. What do you mean? How was it like this? I was like dying here. Anyway, but that could have been just something else. And then like the Raiders won, and then the Vikings held on in overtime, and I was just like having a coronary. I was going to have to call a real doctor, not us.
Not us. Not you, certainly, with the made-up doctor. Yeah, it's
on there.
Something really funny happened that was so good. But watching the pregame, as I was getting ready for this, they did, because tonight is supposed to be the big Dez Bryant returns to Dallas for the first time. And they did this whole piece where he sat down with Tony Gonzalez and they were talking about so many different things. His upbringing, his college. Right before they do the whole piece, and we can't wait to see him again. They bring on the little Jay Glazer, who's Jewish. Unfortunately, Dez Bryant will not be playing tonight due to a positive COVID-19 test.
Oh yeah, he's definitely sloppy.
That is great. How funny is that, though?
That's pretty funny. Speaking of Tony Gonzalez, isn't Jeff Bezos dating his ex-wife?
Good for him.
How do you get Tony Gonzalez a sloppy seconds? His sponsor must be huge. Bezos is like a 5'3" Jew. He's rich, but can't buy everything.
Is Jewish?
What? I think
Bezos is not Jewish.
I think he is.
Get out of here.
I think he's like Sephardic. But either way, you can't buy everything. You can't buy a hog like Tony Gonzalez, I'm sure, is working with.
Julia, fact check that for us. Jeff Bezos Jewish. You're on that. That'll come up any second now.
Jeff Bezos Schmeckel. Same thing will come up. Same article will come up.
So, speaking of Jewish, one of our other listeners came in. I think it actually was Ron. He said, "Is Zach Jewish?"
He can double check me if he wants to.
I was like, "Are you serious? He is the Jewiest person I know."
Oh, he can double check me. The old-fashioned way.
Zach, growing up on the Upper West Side, being a Jew, it must have been hell of a thing for you, right?
I mean, it was a thing. We all were.
I meant to ask you a question weeks ago.
Sister Allison, funny.
Oh, really? It's like the one line she knows from that song.
And she nailed it. Just
O.J. Simpson, not a Jew. Allison, next line of the song, get ready, because this is good. She is like, all the players, hullaboo.
But here's who is Hall of Famer, Rod Carew.
Yeah, thanks, Zach. We know you know it. So,
how do I know it?
I was going around the reservoir the other day, and I always like when I get to the east side, you kind of look back and you see the El Dorado, and you see the big towers, and there was a storm brewing right above it, and immediately I'm like, was this Ghostbusters tonight? Like, what's going to happen? And I took a picture.
Church in my town.
I took a picture. I posted it on the Instagram, Booze Your Daddy, BOOSYOURDDY, for anybody who wants to check it out. Shameless plug. Julia with the I don't think he's Jewish. Thank you, Julia.
Google it or don't. You don't have to think. It's Google. Don't hurt yourself, kid.
So I was curious because of that for you growing up. How big was that? Did anybody go do scenes? Did anybody go do dances? Like going to the El Dorado, was that a thing where you're like, oh my God, like that's Ghostbusters?
Nobody did that. We didn't care. It's part of growing up, being Jewish. Growing up in New York is not caring when you see celebs or not caring that there's a building there. That's for tourists. That's
really?
For people like you. I could care less. I've walked by celebs all the time. They should be asking me for an autograph. I am a doctor. No, it's you don't ask for autographs unless you
not an autograph. It was just more of like I was curious because
I'm not dancing on the Joker stairs and getting mugged.
All right, that's where I was going with this because people have been going up to the Bronx to the Joker stairs and just getting killed because it's ridiculous up there. Yeah. So I was curious if you ever went up to like, all right, if that's not a thing for you, that is totally fine.
It is not a thing for me. I don't necessarily care what was shot where. Everything was shot somewhere. I do remember when I was young, like 1985. At the end of, have you seen *Romancing the Stone*?
What?
It's fantastic.
Okay,
nevertheless, it's good. There's a scene at the end where it takes place in Manhattan. A giant sailboat comes outside of the woman's Kathleen Turner's apartment, and that was diagonal from my building. And for like 2 weeks, there was a gigantic sailboat just like sitting there. That was cool. That I remember as like a little kid liking. Other than that, filming is annoying as hell. Although I did used to steal food on the way back from high school from Keeping the Faith that was filmed in the church across the street from me, the Ben Stiller, Ed Norton
That was
movie.
Ben. Oh yeah. Do you know where Ed Norton's from?
I hope not Baltimore.
He's from Columbia, Maryland. There you go.
Spent a month there one night. I don't know. Yeah, so like little things like that, but I don't get impressed when I see like, hey, there's the Ghostbusters fire station.
Okay, all right. It was just a question. All right, geez.
Or like, there's the orange couch from The Wire. That I'd be into. If I went down to Baltimore, you could give me the whole tour.
Yeah. So as Amanda jumps on the call, I just want to let Amanda know that Zach tried to put in all these abbreviations and all these letters, and he's like, I didn't even know what MPH stands for. I'm like,
yeah, they wouldn't let me do more than 50 characters, but I put literally every designation for a doctor.
It was funny for like a second. I was like, Samantha has an MPH. I mean, that's a thing.
So do you help the public? Does she help the public? I shouldn't be addressing her as you as a commenter.
Yes, she definitely does. She's good people. She's much better people than I am.
Well, that's a slow bar.
All right, Zach.
She could be a 3 because you're a 2 and I'm probably like a minus.
Terrible.
Something. Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, being that this is right around the holidays, this episode is going to come out pretty close to when we're actually doing it. I'm calling this the Hanukkah episode, knowing how festive you are and how much you love the holidays.
I don't mind the holidays. I will don my gay apparel.
Just means happy. So I'm curious, like, how high was Hanukkah for you growing up? Was it something you look forward to, or you just like, my big question is, did you do 8 presents, or are you like, all right, can I just get one big one? Or the fact you had a mommy and a daddy that didn't live together, you got 16 presents?
Oh, my mom would try to one up my dad usually, but I got more than just the 8, because also you get grandparents' day and whatever else shows up. But my mom would try to stagger it. Like, you'd get a good one for your first one, and you get a big one for your last one, and then like shit in between. Like night 6 is like underwear, socks, but like night 1 is a Nintendo, and night 8 is, I don't know, a cat or whatever else whatever was big at the time. It was big in '88. Mets paraphernalia or something. But like, yeah, those middle nights get real lean.
Yeah. What do you do for your daughter?
Nothing. What do you do for her? No, we non-COVID years is a lot easier, because since my parents are divorced, there's 2. Then you got my wife's parents. There's a 3rd grandparent. So we're only on the hook for like 5 nights. Pretty easy. So yeah, we usually will to get her a big present. I'm sure it's somewhere in the house. I didn't care enough to ask what we're giving her. I like to be as surprised as she is.
Look what that's what we do. Anytime that my mother needs a present, my sister will call me for anything, not even just Hanukkah. And she'll say, I'm going to buy mom. And she usually names something. And I'm like, send me a Venmo request for how much it is.
Exactly.
And then my mother gets the present and she calls me to thank me. And she goes, Alan, this present was really, really sweet. I said, that's amazing. What did I get you?
No, you got to let it happen organically. Oh yeah, I thought you'd like it. I put a lot of heart and soul and thinking into it. Let me know when the first time you use it. Like, send me a picture. Maybe it'll come out organically, but
no, I'm not even gonna play her. My sister is so much more into that, and that's why it's great to have her around. Zach, do you guys decorate?
No, there's no like decorations. We light the menorah. We have multiple menorahs. Although the one that I have is like this Art Deco one that my mom claims is hers, and we're fighting over it. When I moved out, things of hers showed up in my house, and now they're from my cold dead hand. She can have it back.
I'm not crying. You're crying. Yeah, it's my menorah.
Yeah, exactly. We have like a turkey fork from the 50s. Apparently, I have a red wrench that both of my parents claim is theirs from the 70s. Things just show up here. Yeah, I don't know. I got the wrench in the divorce.
Who got the screwdriver?
Yeah, my dad's side somewhere.
Do you have I don't have a proper toolkit. I just have like a loose hammer here and a screwdriver there. And as long as it's a plus, then I'm good. But if it's one of those minuses, I can't do it.
No, I've got several toolkits. When we moved into our first apartment, Jenna and I, we bought it from a nice elderly Jewish lesbian couple who had 2 toolkits that they left there. So done. Then when we moved into this one, a friend of mine gave us a toolkit, all pink tools. So I have that too for me. Just like,
give that to Zoe. Why are you even using that anymore?
It's a legit toolkit. It's not like a kid's one. It's like a real one, but they're pink, so that I look a little, fruity when I use it. But they're whatever. The tools work. They're good. It's quality. And I got a wrench from the 70s.
Dude,
But no, we don't
speaking of,
decorate, but we do the menorah. But
got
what
it.
do you do? Decorate? Are you a
No,
decorate?
I don't decorate. You know, my sister just put up for the first time this big blue and white Christmas tree. We're like, dude, what do you want from me? Like, it's this massive Hanukkah tree. It's not even a Hanukkah bush. It is, I guess. And she's like, I've always wanted this. And I'm like, it looks very goyish to me. I'm not sure what it's about.
Very goyish.
Right. And Julia has this massive tree that she put up where, we've been collecting ornaments.
You're going to say the massive bush.
No. And we have these different ornaments from the places that we've gone. And I get it. I don't understand why women love decorating so much more than men do. Like, when a woman decorates something, is that the same thing like when men pee in the snow? Like, do they get that feeling?
I don't know about peeing in the snow, but definitely when you go to the bar with the ice in the urinal, I love that. That should be everywhere. That's just.
Do you know why they do that?
To give you something to do?
No, but if you need something to do, there's a bar in Hoboken. It's called Mulligan's. It's a big soccer bar. Is that? Yeah, it definitely passed. I used to live there. In the men's urinals, they have glued to the urinal a little soccer goal with a ball that hangs down, and you basically just aim for the ball the whole time. First time I go with
peeing or trying to be a game. I love it.
Right? I mean, that's what they say. That's how you don't have a boy, but the way you potty train a little boy is you put Cheerios in the toilet and you tell them to aim, and that's how they do it. That's how you potty train.
My favorite game. Right after this, I'm dumping some Cheerios in the toilet. I'm having at it.
But no, I go to the bar the first time and I see it, and you start peeing, and then you're like, oh, I probably will aim for the soccer ball, and then the next thing that I get back to the bar. I'm sitting with my friends. I said, so that soccer ball thing, do you guys also do that? And Timmy's like, the whole time. That's all I do. I only
will reason to go to the bar.
Well, but not every urinal has it. And he goes, I will only take a urinal that has the soccer ball that you can aim. It's a lot of fun. But I guess the point I'm making is first off, peeing in the snow is great. And you can do it over and over again. You write your name, you do your thing. But women love decorating stuff. And I just don't get it.
No, my wife does not have that need to festoon. She'll just go through the motions. I have my sisters like to do it. I'm not into. You have to tape it up, and it never comes down. It's up there for days.
Yeah. I know you're not a TikToker by any stretch, and I haven't. I've been making some videos and posting them here or there, and it's been fun. So one of the things that I've saw, and I gotta be real, I'm gonna tread very lightly here, but one of the crazes that has been going on is people have been making these videos where they want you to say what they are. So I'll give you an example. So obviously, Elf on a Shelf, and then there's Mensch on a Bench, and then people have been making all these other ones.
I hate when Jews steal their thing. Hanukkah bush, Mensch on a bench. They let them do them.
Wait, when Team Israel for the baseball World Classic, the mascot was the Mensch on the bench. That was fantastic. No. Did you not see that?
I saw it. It's theirs. They can have theirs. They're not stealing our menorah or our dreidels, and they're not making red and white ones. They do them, we'll do us.
What are you, like a boo-boo for us, by us?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here, Zach. So they keep making all these different type of memes, and the funny ones, the only ones that I remember, which again, you can't even say it out loud, but the first one is they have this.
Here you go.
They have this very effeminate guy who he goes, what am I for the holidays? And he puts a bag out and he steps into it and looks at it and goes, and then the video cuts off and you kind of chuckle because you obviously know what I'm talking about, right? It's a rhyme.
I do.
And then
actually, no, I don't. Go tell us.
No, I'm actually good. The one I saw yesterday, dude, that I just was in shock was a African American guy who goes into the bathroom and he's holding a stuffed, not Winnie the Pooh, but the tiger, Tigger, and he has that on his head and he goes, "What am I?" And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh my god,
dude, I couldn't believe it. I was like, Tigger
I'm with Arian. Tell us.
No,
say it.
I no chance. I don't use the N-word anyways, but I was just like, Jesus Christ, man. TikTok is going hard on the paint.
Hard in?
Jesus. So no, I thought, but there's been a bunch of other ones that you've seen, like sometimes they use like Biggie and blunts and different things like that.
Yeah.
So that made me laugh very hard. Now, you texted me yesterday, the day before. I don't know how we were talking about holiday music. I'm curious on your full thoughts on holiday music because I'm a huge fan.
You like the Christmas channel, the Mariah Carey, all I want for Christmas is Jews. Whatever it is. So, I can't say Jews. That's what gets a horrible look.
You can't sing. You're horrible, man.
I can sing, and I'm dynamite.
Go ahead.
Anyway,
Give me a bar of anything right now. What is your best song? A bar of anything.
That was my best song.
That was terrible.
Your sister likes Christmas music too. What kind of goyish house did you guys grow up in? Eggnog, the whole bit. Anyway, my office shares a wall with Saks Fifth Avenue. So every day at 4:30, the music comes blasting. And I don't have a problem with Christmas per se, or Christian people-ish. My problem more so is that they foist it upon you. They rub your nose in it. It's so in your face. The lights, the music, the pageantry, the songs, the whole bit. Jews are much more demure about our holiday. We don't insist that everybody partake or look at me, I've got Christmas. It's just so much. The giant tree, I don't get it. Do people wait in line in the freezing cold for hours to look at a tree? That's the whole event, just to look at a tree. Hey, it's a picture of me with a tree. It's got a few lights on it. That's a thing. That's an event.
Did you see the tree this year?
Every day I walk past it, twice a day. It's a tree.
The 2020 Rockefeller Center tree looks like it caught COVID. It looks unhealthy.
They've given it a little zhuzh. They've given it a little how's your father.
I saw when they were bringing it, and I was like, that thing needs to go to the ICU or get a vaccine or something.
I was there. I walked by the day they unfurled it. It was bare. It was pretty
brutal. Dude, I couldn't disagree with you more.
By the way, back to trees, 2 seconds. Do you know what a Christmas tree costs? Because I found out on Saturday.
I feel like they range. I don't know.
Well, yeah, they do, but they're staggeringly expensive. In the wrong.
Oh, yeah. No. If it's a small one,
$20 a foot. That's bananas.
So I was going to say $50 or $60, but yeah.
More. I mean, you could probably jay them down a little, but they don't know to do that.
All right.
They don't know to negotiate for trees. I would be at that corner for hours fighting with that guy over every pine needle. I'll pay you by the needle. Yeah, it's just
especially as they leak out.
And maybe it's that Santa never came to my house. I didn't love him growing up. I don't have a problem with Christmas. I mean, it's Spanish for more Christ. Christmas, he's great. But in general, I don't love that day.
Was terrible. Did you make that up?
I don't know. Sure.
And Jenna laughs, of course. God.
Of course she does. She knows what's funny. But no, I don't love the rubbing your nose in it, that it's everywhere. You can't escape it.
Yeah. So one of the videos that I made, I don't know if you saw, I posted. Did you hear that Santa is doing virtual Zoom chats this year? There's a whole company. It's Visit from the Clauses. $49 for 5 minutes with a private chat with Santa and Mrs. Claus.
That's prostitute or drug dealer money. That's been insane.
But
$49 for 5 minutes?
Dude, my take on that is if I am a parent and my kids, I normally have to go to the malls, wait in the long line with all those people, the sad Santa, he doesn't smell good. $49 is a steal for that experience. Next year, if I had kids and it was doing the mall thing versus an online thing, I'm definitely doing the online thing.
It sounds like you're promoting phone sex. For just $10 a minute, you can talk to this broad. And
if the other option was going and waiting in a long line where you had to sit there and then phone sex with the person while there, or you could just do it, dude, it's great.
Essentially phone sex or, banging in public in the mall. Yeah, I suppose phone sex is possibly better, but
I'm not banging at the mall, but there's no comparison to virtual versus, I'm just saying, you don't get anything when you do it in person. It just sounds like, dude, I don't know about you, but I don't wait in lines. I am not waiting for this.
I cut lines. I find ways to cut lines. I'm a very good line cutter. I come from a long line of line cutters. My mom is an excellent line cutter. She sneaks up on you. She doesn't look like much, but next thing you know, she's at the front of the line or she'll befriend you. Hey, Billy, how you doing? How's tricks? And weasel her way in.
My Aunt Marlene, Amanda and Shelby's mom, when we used to come to New York City, she would go to that TKTS line in Times Square that was just wrapped on forever and ever.
Yeah.
And she would wander through the line looking for her husband until she got to kind of a place and just kind of just camp out at the front and be like, all right, I guess I found him.
Yes, he's
Like,
not here. Right. No, I don't cut line. I don't. I was waiting on line to go see Jenna. She was already in Citarella, which for those listeners who aren't from the Upper West Side, it's a store in the Upper West Side that sells everything. There was a line to get turkey. I just walked in the exit. The general rule of line cutting is the person who's guarding the line doesn't make enough to care. They just don't.
yeah, I guess it depends on how you react. So I had something happen the other day that I was going to tell you about.
You own the place.
I'm just saying that sometimes you just react and sometimes you don't, right? So I was at Popeyes on the Upper West Side last week, and
Excuse me?
love it. I'm not doing this with you. Popeyes fried chicken sandwich is the tits. It is the best. It is absolutely the best. The line is almost out the door, dude. I'm in the back of the line and I have headphones on. I'm doing whatever. And there's like commotion behind me and people are turning around and looking. And I turn back and there is a big girl who she wants a piece of this guy. And she has her boyfriend holding her back like, no, come on. You don't want to mess. No, it's okay. Let's just leave. And she has a drink in her hand. And this other guy's just standing there with a bag in his hand. And he's standing there. And he's standing there. He's standing there. And then I look back and he just, boom, right across the face, knocks her out cold. Drink goes flying.
This could be a commercial for Popeyes.
Am I selling Popeyes right now?
This is what they're selling.
So she is on the ground, unconscious, right? And I just reacted. And I literally went up to the guy and just put my hand in front of him like, no. Like, chill. Like, stop. And this guy turns around and he's on fire, dude. He's looking at me and he goes, why are you putting your hands on me right now? I was like, no. Like, I just...
Right. What are you doing? Just wait. Go get your sandwich.
The line was out the door, and like I just watched this girl get knocked out cold and just reacted. Like, I didn't grab him. I literally put like my hand in front of him and like I grazed his shoulder type of thing. I was like, no, chill. Because I've seen these videos online where like next thing you know, Jimmy Superfly Snuka from the top shelf is flying off and landing on somebody with an elbow.
Popeyes.
Da.
Yeah.
That's McDonald's.
Yeah,
dude, I'm just saying, this guy was in my face, and I was just like, I definitely bitched out. I was like, no, like I don't want it. No, it's okay. And he kind of just went his way. And yes, I waited to get my sandwich. And Samantha, it was fantastic.
That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen at Chick-fil-A. They're not allowed in. We're not allowed in. Your guy in the little bag isn't allowed in. There's a lot of rules at Chick-fil-A.
Dude, I just reacted. And like everybody I've talked to, and the same way, they're like, there was no reason for you to do anything. I was like, I just watched this guy knock this girl out cold. Like I was just afraid of what was going to happen. And you're right. The person who guards the line, it's their fault. It happens.
Ray Rice could have used a guy like you in his corner.
Oh my God, terrible.
No good? Too soon?
Speaking of Chick-fil-A, segue to, did you see the trailer commercial thing for KFC?
No. Is it a movie? Trailer?
Yes.
Kentucky,
yes. Lifetime, I believe it's December the 12th, is dropping a 15-minute...
You watch a lot of Lifetime.
I watched zero Lifetime. This went viral, and you're the idiot who doesn't know about it.
No, I'm 40.
Lifetime is putting out this, I think it's like a 15-minute movie where it's called A Recipe for Seduction. And it's kind of like a psycho killer thriller, whatever. And then at the end, you hear like, and we have a new chef. And then the person who comes over is everly dashing Mario Lopez, who is 47 and looks fantastic to this day. No homo. But anyways, he has a massive knife in his hand and they go, I'm the new chef, Harlan Sanders. And it's just like a recipe for... This is a real thing, dude. This is all over the internet. What do you do with your days?
I don't know. I watch a lot of sports. I have a kid. I sort of work. I go in every day. I listen to Christmas music at Saks and get angry. I don't know. I don't live on Facebook and the TikTok and the Instas.
People sent this to me. Multiple group threads.
I promise you, Ron Katz has never seen it, nor has Barry Katz, Esquire, seen it either. Although he will get the colonel off when he commits a crime.
I'll tell you what. You eat that chicken. But anyways, I'm not a fan of KFC anyways, and I've been trying to come up with like a clever joke in my head of, you know what the sequel to this is Popeye the Sailor Man jumps out, punches out Harlan Sanders and goes, guess what? My chicken's better anyway.
Yeah, and then you'll break it up. and then go to Boston Market, which I actually liked. I like
BM
Boston
BM is
chicken.
fantastic.
BM?
Yeah, bowel movement.
It's not what it's called. Exactly. Your mother called it. Did you make a BM today, Alan? Was it a nice hard one?
That's always my accent I give to my mother, even though she
Of
sounds
course.
nothing like that.
They all do that. They all sound like that.
So I know that normally towards the end of the show, we do what chafes my inner thigh. I know you kind of already gave yours.
Yeah, Christmas.
I actually like Christmas songs, but my big beef is that there's really not that many great Hanukkah songs specifically done by famous people. When we were driving back from Maryland after Thanksgiving,
that your cousin or sister, I've forgotten at this point, so eloquently quoted. That's the list.
Yeah, 3 versions of that song. And then there's been some other songs that they've made. When we were coming back from Maryland, Julie and I were doing this where we tested each other. We put on a holiday song, and then it was usually done by somebody else, and then we say, do you know who this is? And she put on classic rock for me. So I had to kind of guess it. You listen to a couple of seconds of it and you're like, that kind of sound. And then there's like one note that you go, oh my God, that's Queen, Freddie Mercury. And she's like, it's Freddie Mercury singing Jingle Bells. And then she did another one. It was Rod Stewart. And then when it was her turn, I did a lot of pop ones / Julia loves that like My Chemical Romance, like all those stupid punk bands. So I did a whole playlist for her too. My big gripe is, why did Elvis never do a Hanukkah song?
Because he's Goyim.
Yeah, but most
get like Elvis singing Dreidel, 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 or like the Spice Girls singing I like latkes, lots of latkes. It's just not going to happen. You're
telling me that they couldn't pay Elvis some nominal amount of money to have him,
the Jews of the music industry? Is that how you're saying is going to pay this? Your Elvis is not terrible, I'll be honest. Yeah. Who's they? Goyim buy records. We're going to stand Tower Records and negotiate Elvis sings the Hanukkah hits?
You would listen to that album?
I have quite 2 seconds, but I would buy it. I'd listen to it in the store and say, yeah, I'm good. I get it. But I guess you could get like the Jews like Barry Manilow to do it, or like the blonde guy in Bon Jovi who plays the keyboard.
You a fan of Low?
I'm not a fan of Low, no.
But nowadays, maybe we don't catch an artist in their prime, but DMX is doing not a whole lot of anything.
I'd buy.
Dude,
DMX singing Hanukkah hits, I would buy.
Talk about dreidel. Spin that dreidel. Gimel Dalet. Hey. I would listen to that all day.
Yeah, all day. That's fantastic.
It just got me thinking that would be a great idea.
Well, you got to get like Jews, but not like Montefiore. He's too Jewy. Like what other Jews are there that are successful? Like I don't know who's.
That's all.
The
I
guy
got
from Counting Crows is a nice Jewish boy, and he's got
Adam Duritz.
Yeah, I think he is. And the guy from Maroon 5 with Adam Levine, he could do some Hanukkah stuff.
I think he's a fake Jew. I don't think he's. Yeah, I don't know if he's real Jewish.
I mean, you could double check him too if you want.
That is quite all right, sir. So the other thing I wanted to ask you about,
Shanda.
He's covered. It was a Shanda. Zachy, some of my friends are doing fundraisers for the holidays. Do you make your kid do that?
Not donating. Oh, I thought you were hitting me up for money for their half marathon that they didn't run. I don't get that. Donating for somebody to go run. You want to go run a marathon? Go run a marathon. But
the best meme ever. The best meme ever is it was like an Asian guy where it says 13.1 for the half marathon. It goes, why you stop halfway? Lil Dicky is definitely Jewish. Good call, Aryan.
Do I make my kid do any fundraising?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to make them go door to door and hit my
door to door. No, your friends and family. That's not door to door.
No, I'm not going to shake my friends down from my daughter's whatever. But what we do make her do, which I had to do also, is donate. I had to do 8 toys. We make her do more than that just to get some room. Donate stuff she doesn't use anymore to charity before Hanukkah, so that she has we have room for new stuff, but B, so she can make someone else's holidays, like less fortunate people, come true. So we do that, which is nachas. But we don't. I'm not going to make my friends donate money to her. I don't believe in shaking down people.
I get you.
Which means everybody don't ask me for money. It's not happening.
I saw something online, like somebody was selling those Joe Corby pizzas. Did you guys have that up here?
I have no idea what Joe Corby pizza is. It sounds terrible.
We had it in Maryland. It basically is like frozen pizza that they do fundraisers
And
for.
Ilios? Ilios was the shit.
Ilios is great.
Ilios was great.
I get pop-ups for Ilios, but what I'm talking about is it's basically like a pizza fundraiser.
Pop-up ads or pop-ups?
I pop up and get pop-up ads.
I see.
So somebody posted something on their Facebook and I saw it like with one eye open. And the first thought that came into my head was, these pizza fundraisers or whatever you're selling, it's kind of like a pyramid scheme.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly how it feels, right?
Yeah, it's nonsense. You're overcharging for something you would get anyway, and then you're giving that money to a third party who's either giving it to kids in Africa or probably keeping it.
With all these pyramid schemes, though, the product is irrelevant. I mean, essentially, it's all about money. My Facebook is littered with people that are promoting makeup or diets or whatever shape.
I hate anyone who does Rodan and Fields. Enough. It's nonsense. It's like lipstick on a pig. I don't want to see your before and after. You look terrible in both. You look beautiful in both. Whatever. I am not buying your Avon, your Rodan, none of it. I don't care what color or what level you are at. Your gold member, platinum member, top of the pyramid. Not nonsense. It's bilking your friends out of money that they could go to Sephora and buy for cheaper and
not at Sephora.
Well, I don't know what other makeup stores. The place at the mall, fine. Whatever the non-Sephora, the kiosk at the mall that the non-spoiled brat Jews go to.
It is weird though, because I'm with you, but it's so crazy that people don't realize that it's just one big pyramid scheme. Like all these things, the product is irrelevant. I don't care what the product you're selling or moving. It's all about money goes from here to here, and it gets funneled slowly towards the top, and then they kick back a little bit for your school or some BS,
So what pyramid scheme are we going to do this week? We got to hit up the whole comments group. We got to hit them up.
I don't know. Comment for whatever pyramid scheme you want us to get into.
Look at the two of us. I guarantee you we could sell it.
It sure is not your singing. I'll tell you that much.
No, fine. Not my singing, but and UNICEF too. I'm not going to go find a penny. Who has a penny on them? It's insane. Where does that even go?
The other day I was at Dunkin' Donuts and I, switched my order last minute and the guy had already rang my card and I said, wait. I was like, hold on. What's the difference in price here? And he goes, let me unregister he basically wanted to cancel the transaction and then do another one. And I said,
guy back, you didn't punch you out like in Popeyes.
I said, what's the difference in cost we're talking right now? And he goes, you're going to end up owing 2 cents more. And I reached in and grabbed 2 cents from the take a penny, give a penny. And he looked at me like, you're really going to do that? You're really going to? I'm like, I can't believe you're really sitting here busting my balls over $2.
Those pennies have been there since 1984.
Yeah.
Those things like stuck to the tray. They're so old. Dusty penny. The thing costs more to make than to spend.
So Zach, normally at the end of these episodes, we like to do some trivia. Now, I think you're going to enjoy our trivia. This is meant more for you than anybody else, but if anybody else wants to play along, great. I love stand-up comedy. I've been a little bored the last week or so. I just binge watched. Showtime did a 5-part documentary on the Comedy Store out of LA. It's amazing. You see the beginnings of Freddie Prinze and Letterman and Leno and Pryor, and then you see the evolution.
Senior or junior?
Senior. Nobody cares about Freddie Prinze Jr.
I do. I've got a poster of him behind me.
So you see the evolution of, Carson and the Tonight Show. Great, great, great documentary. I don't know how much you know about the Comedy Store, but the lady who ran it, Mitzi Shore, God rest her soul, had a famous son, obviously, who I know you're very familiar with.
I love his work.
Well, today we're going to be testing your knowledge on Pauly Shore's best work. Ooh. So essentially, I think you would agree with me. Pauly Shore had 5 good movies. Okay?
I disagree.
You're out of your mind. I'll add one more to the equation, but in order, it was Encino Man in 93, Son-in-Law in Encino Man in 92, Son-in-Law in 93, In the Army Now in 94, Jury Duty in 95, and Biodome in 96. Agreed?
Yes, those are fantastic movies.
He was on top of the world for those 4 years, essentially.
And he was great playing himself in Entourage.
Sure. He also was in some other episodes of Hell's Kitchen. The other movie that I will give him credit for was he was in the Goofy Movie, where he basically just plays the weasel, the same guy that he plays in everything, No
weasel the Jahoos.
So I am going to be testing you today on the name of the character in those movies. So here's what I'm going to be doing, Zach. I gave you the 5 movies in the order that they came out. I am going to give you the name of the character, and I'm going to do alphabetical order. You have to tell me what movie it was. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Number 1, Bones Conway.
In the Army now.
That is
correct. I think.
That is correct. Number
Private
2.
First Class, because his brother was a pool boy.
Number 2, Bud McIntosh.
Bud McIntosh was Encino Man. No,
it was not Encino Man.
No. Bud McIntosh.
So your choices in order is Encino Man, Son-in-Law, Jury Duty, Biodome.
Biodome. It's Biodome. Final
It
answer.
is definitely Biodome, even though I kind of helped you out there a little bit.
Yeah.
Who
were the girls in Biodome? They were hot.
It was the one who kind of looks like Renee Zellweger, but not, the one who was in Empire Records, but not.
Joey Lauren?
Yeah, I think she's
Empire
the
Records was Renee Zellweger. But no, the girls in the Biodome, they were hot. Not the girlfriend.
Yeah, like the redhead and whether I don't think they ever became anything.
I didn't even become anything. They were still hot.
Number 3, Crawl.
What was it?
Crawl. Crawl is the name of the character. What movie?
Crawl. That's all.
Encino Man, Son-in-Law, Jury Duty is what you're down to.
I guess it's Son-in-Law.
Correct answer is Son-in-Law. Good job, Zach. And the last 2, I'll give you both of them and you can figure it out. I have Stanley Stoney Brown and Thomas B. Tommy Collins.
The Jury Duty. Tia Carrera was great in it.
You and I have joked about that movie a lot. The dog watching Jeopardy is hysterical.
Fantastic. All of it.
It's great.
Non-recyclables.
Non-recyclables. And when Stanley Tucci, he pokes him in the throat with a pinky. That is one of my favorite movies. I told you today we were talking about something. I said, dude, I think The Air Up There is one of the best movies I've ever seen. As far as one of my favorites, Jury Duty is also in my top 10 of just all-time favorite movies. And
it's a good movie.
I loved it. So I'm glad you got those trivia. I told you I'm not making it too hard. It was a little bit of a, mix and match and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Very good. I usually give my guests or whatever you want some time to plug stuff, but last time you berated me, so I'm not going to ask you for your.
You actually. I should have jumped on you hard there. I went, as you say, hard in the paint. No, I have nothing to plug. Hanukkah, love it. Christmas,
very good.
Hate it. Not into it.
Kwanzaa,
Christian people, neutral. It's fine. I don't get it.
You got so defensive. Neutral. I
don't get it. It's new, but I don't have a problem with it. It's fine. It's really never been properly explained to me. I haven't taken the time to read about it, I'll be honest. I would love someone to give me the elevator pitch for what it is. But I'm happy that it's there.
Kwanzaa to an elevator pitch. Very nice. What about new?
I can't have that on in the air. I might need a job one day. But no, I would have no problem with it. It's fine. It's good. Let them have it. I'm not anti-new holiday. It's not Festivus. It's real enough. It's as real as Hanukkah and Christmas. I mean, who knows if those things happened?
It's the miracle of light, Zachy. Well,
but somebody did explain Hanukkah to me in a very real way. It's like your cell phone being on 10% battery for 8 days. Really.
I said that to you actually, but
did you? That was you?
I didn't make it up. I saw it online.
I thought that was like one of my Jewy sisters.
That was me. Sorry, buddy.
Can I say Jewy as an adjective on this thing? I use it a lot, I think.
Chewy, like a granola bar.
Sure, why not? I am chewy.
All right, people, we're wrapping up this episode. I appreciate all the comments from everybody. Ian, Arian, Amanda,
Ian is true Jewish.
Okay, yeah, great. Thanks for listening. Make sure you're downloading the episodes. Hit the like button. Follow us we have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram page. We have a YouTube page. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I hope you're having some fun. You get a little bit of laughs. Not everything could be Jesus End Tables and P as in pterodactyl, but it's a good time.
Leave me a review on ZocDoc. It's big.
At least something with you is big.
There's nothing there. Yeah.
All right. Daddy loves you.
Mwah.